Most business owners think that they've got their finances under control. You know, you've got your Excel spreadsheet, you've got a couple formulas, maybe even a budget. But the reality is your business is slowly dying, and your Excel spreadsheet is the one causing the bleed out to slowly go. If you want to actually grow with your business and you want your business to grow as much as possible, you're going to have to level up with your business. Because here's the reality. You're not going to grow unless you move your numbers faster. And Excel is the slowest possible thing that you can choose to do to track your numbers. Your numbers are only going to go as fast as your software will let you. And Excel, if you have to manually input everything, you're moving at a snail's pace compared to all your competitors. Your competitors they know this. They are implementing the softwares that they need to get their numbers back in real time. Otherwise, they know that they made a sale, they know that they made an expense, but what they're gonna have to do is, oh, later on tonight, I'm gonna sit down and add this into my Excel spreadsheet. Well, during that later on that time, that could be in the morning, during that whole day, you've just wasted that much time where you could be making decisions throughout the day as to what your business can do. So what you need to do, in reality, what you need to do is download softwares like QuickBooks, Xero, or some other accounting software that updates things in real time. That way your decisions can be made not later on whenever you update your spreadsheet. They're being made immediately and on time. Now, you will have to go in there and categorize them yourselves. That's where a bookkeeping expert like myself comes into play, but we'll discuss that later. For now, we're going to assume that you don't have a bookkeeper and you're going to be doing this all yourself. Now, if you're going to be doing this all yourself and we say you're going to be using Excel, we'll say that you made a sale, you sold a property. Now, your books need to change. You need to remove your asset because now you've sold your asset and you need to put it into income. And then you also need to put in all your expenses and all of that stuff. Now, you do still have to do that with QuickBooks. You still have to go in there and manually do a few things to move everything over. But with Excel, you have to redo everything. Delete things, add things, everything. And on top of that, Excel doesn't tell you if you messed up. QuickBooks, if you use the journal entry correctly, whenever you sell a property, you're going to put all your debits on the left and your credits on the right. And they're going to equal out and it's going to balance on the balance sheet. And it's going to balance inside of the journal because of double entry accounting. So if you're going to be doing that inside of Excel and you put in your debits and credits and one of them's off by just a little bit, you're not going to be able to catch it. You're just gonna see numbers and you're gonna be like, good, I put them all in. But human error happens. And that's why QuickBooks is so valuable, because QuickBooks is gonna tell you whenever something's off. QuickBooks is gonna tell you whenever that $1 even is list off on one thing, that you accidentally hit a 2 instead of a 1. And QuickBooks won't let you send it because it's gonna flag it and say, hey, this is not right. That's a big plus. And on top of that, you make that sale, you come to the end of the day, you're wanting to, know exactly how much you're profiting or how much you need to give to your lender to pay them off and then see the end result. That could be, especially if there's someone who's not super experienced, and that could be a day or two before you figure that out, because you yourself have to sit down and mess with the numbers in Excel. And if things aren't lining up correctly, then you might be off by a little bit. And that is the biggest reason why you need a software like QuickBooks, is it's going to keep you honest. It's going to keep you in line with what your books are actually doing, rather than looking at the books and being like, I think, you're gonna know if something's off. That the numbers are off, you're going to be able to see them and understand that something isn't right. So do yourself a favor, invest a little bit of money into QuickBooks. It's going to pay off in the long run, and you will definitely be able to see exactly what you're doing. Now, As for speed, I think the best thing that any business owner can do for speed in their numbers is hire a bookkeeper. This is because, you know, as a bookkeeper like myself, a freelancer, I'm going to be able to get in on the books if you need me to that day. I could get them done immediately. If you need to know where your number's at in order to flip around and make maybe a 1031 exchange or something, you got to get those numbers right now. Otherwise, you know, you're going to be cutting too close to the deadline to make that 1031 exchange deadline. So you need to, you know, hire a bookkeeper in those cases. That way it's quick and easy, and we can send you the sell-off or the journal entry, and we could send you the balance sheet and the profit and loss statement like that, and you'll be able to make your decisions right then and there. Like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the sell that I just did, I'm going to split it up into these properties, or I'm going to take the sell that I did and put it into this one property. But these are the on-time decision makings that you're going to need to know. And bookkeepers are the best tool that you can do to get forward in this. And then on top of that, you don't have to learn QuickBooks, because QuickBooks is complicated. It's not fun to learn, but it must be done. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.